This is my PowerPoint of an analytical discussion of British cycling and how they contribute to social factors. Point 1 is health. British cycling work in schools to get children active for 1 to 2 hours a week through the engagement in enjoyable sporting activity, trying to encourage behaviour change, which also meets inactive targets set by the government, and gets kids to move into community clubs where they can continue to be active. Paschalis et al. 2011 stated that 30 minutes of eccentric exercise per week for 8 weeks is sufficient to improve health risk factors. So, looking at this, the school programme that British Cycling provide isn't actually good enough to encourage health benefits. However, what it does do is encourage participation regularly through getting kids into community clubs. So, whereas they're only delivering 6 sessions for an hour to 2 hours, the potential for these young people is actually to have 2, maybe even 3 lots of exercise a week for potentially the rest of their lives just because of this one section. So it's a big help in getting them more active and healthy. Stevenson and Hickson in 2013 found that parkrun increased the health and fitness of normally non-sporty people who are now active. So the effect on their health is positive by taking part in these events, potentially firstly because of the individual activity, but secondly because of continued participation after the event. This we can see in British Cycling's programme that Skyride is a mass participant event, which is quite similar to the parkrun event, so we'll have the same benefits. The people taking part will become more active, more likely to get in community clubs and getting active for a lot longer and having health benefits because of that. Next one is equality. So firstly, gender equality. British Cycling run women and girl only sessions throughout the year. These are aimed to get young women and women of all ages into the sport by having sessions, and are delivered by women coaches as well. The Breeze programme is a mass participation event for women. It's the best programme we've ever had at getting women into cycling. So there's a study, as you can see on the bottom of the page, that found that mass participation events can get people to participate in sport in other contexts, therefore increasing participation. So if someone's participating in the Breeze ride or the Sky ride, because of that, they're more likely to go away and continue participating in that sport in other contexts. So joining a community club or going on leisurely rides with their friends. So these Breeze rides are directly going to increase the participation of women in all other aspects of the sport. There's also specific rider development sessions, which are more race focused and skill focused sessions for women and girls who want to get into racing. So it's going to teach them the skills and the race tactics they want in an environment where they are with other women. So it can be less intimidating for them. This leads perfectly onto another scheme that the Go Ride programme has, where they encourage event organisers to run women and girl only races by giving them more prizes to give away in the event. So if someone was going to run a Go Ride racing event, if they had a separate standalone women's race, British Cycling will give them, say, a chunk more wristbands to give away or bottles to give away, which are going to make their event better and also encourage more women and girls to join in with the sport. It's really important for the coaches to be female as well, as Seafeld, Ewing and Walk in 1993 found that a lack of minority women coaches is detrimental for young women athletes. Female coaches serve a function for female athletes that goes beyond the technical aspects of coaching. They strongly influence the values and achievement level, productivity and career orientation of these athletes. So having a woman coach can make a massive effect, not just in the session but outside the session in all aspects of their life, which is only going to make their participation in sport much more enjoyable and better. British Cycling also have 5 disability hubs. by disability hubs across the country, which working with the coaches in that area and around, and the clubs funnel every rider who has a disability into these sessions so that they can take part in the sport with people in a similar situation as them, which is going to make them feel more comfortable and more, and make them enjoy the participation a lot more, because they know they're not alone. You know that there's other people in the same situation. And it's also a place where it's the first step on the pathway to the GB squad. So the GB coaches will be there helping out the session. They'll also be spotting athletes with the potential to go to the Olympics in Rio, and then they'll take them and move them further along the rider pathway. Finally, with equality is ethnic equality. It's an interesting one because British Cycling hits all its government set targets for black and ethnic minorities without any specific cycling sessions. So just in the normal school programme, promotional days, normal races, they get enough of the numbers of ethnic minorities in that the government say to hit that target without even having to do anything else. It's just like that. But if you look at the sport as a whole, there's very little participation from black and ethnic minorities in racing and competition and in the club level. So although they are hitting their targets set by the government, they're doing good, they're not actually doing that great. So if you really think about it, they're not hitting the targets at all. These kids are coming to the sessions and then they're never coming back again. So I would personally say that that's a big downfall, and there's something they need to do a lot more specifically for that. Next one is crime prevention. So through participating in sports and clubs and team environments, it can help reduce crime. CRAB in 2000 found that by participating in sport, young people are exposed to a type of peer pressure which will encourage them not to take part in crime, specifically in crime that could hinder their sporting performance at team events or other places like that. So, for example, all the races that British Cycling organise and the teams that they encourage to be created and the club settings that they are creating, all of these have this kind of peer pressure where if someone's taking part in crime, that's going to hinder their participation and everyone else's participation. For example, if they're coming in underage drinking with a hangover or drunk themselves, then the peer pressures around them, it's going to really make them feel bad about that and going to discourage them from taking part in that again. So indirectly, British Cycling are having an effect on that. There's no specific goal for that, but by doing what they are doing with the racing and the teams and the club settings, they are actually fighting crime prevention. Fighting crime. Sorry. Finally, education. British Cycling with the school session again are doing 1 to 2 hours of scheduled exercise a week, and doing this exercise like this has been proven to improve cognitive effects. So Salis in 2013 found that improved cognitive performance and also vocabulary comprehension tests results were improved before and after intensive exercise. So someone taking part in exercise in the morning of a session, in a cycling session, they would then go on into the rest of their school learning day and perform better than if they hadn't had that session. So, and also British Cycling sessions usually end in little competitions and races, as most coaching sessions do. So this is intense enough for this positive cognitive effect to take place. Overall, it's not necessarily the individual sessions that are having the most effect on these factors. For example, the 1 to 2 hours a week in the schools isn't making that big a difference on crime prevention, mass participation of women and girls, and health and that. But what the whole system is designed to do is to get people from those sessions and all sorts of other places and get them into community clubs and continue participation to be active, which is where the positive effects in all these areas take place. So it's not the direct contact that recycling have with people, but it's the after effects of that that are producing all the benefits. Thank you for watching.